Hello, I am here to share my compiler for JavaScript that I developed for CS 486 class. And I'm just going to walk you through it and just tell you some of the functions that it's doing and like some of the opportunities that I faced and some of the challenges that I faced while developing it. So I'll start with reserved words, and these are some of the reserved words that I used. This is like some of the conditionals and loops and some of the functions that I was using later on to implement some of the stuff. And then here are the tokens, and it seems like it's a lot, and actually a lot of them I do not use, but they are a good they would be good to consider for later implementation. And then here are my literals, which also seems like a lot, and actually a lot of them I do use, so yeah. Here I pretty much just tokenize all everything that I need, and some of the stuff I actually do not use, but it's again for a later implementation. Here are my precedence rules, and these were actually hard for me to understand at first because I kind of was struggling with understanding the precedence for the left and for the right and how it kind of works. So yeah, I had to wrap my head around it. And here are my rules that I start. So for my rules, there are a lot of them. Like for assigning, for printing, which is console.log that I used for JavaScript. And then there's min and max and the absolute value, the if and else conditionals, the while and for loop, the statement lists, the statement block, grouping, and yeah, binary operations and comparison operations. These were actually the first ones that I started working on, and they were hard for me to work with at first. They were kind of my first challenge, and only working with Professor Diana helped me understand how to actually implement it correctly and also emit it specifically, because I actually had most of my problems with emitting it. I also implemented the factorial function, factorial algorithm, and the Fibonacci algorithm, and also the unary minus and unary positive, and it all works fine. And here I was just testing some of the stuff, and it works. So the outputs that I was generating, I was putting into MIPS. So let's just quickly test the factorial, for example. It generates the abstract syntax tree and also the MIPS code. And if I put it right here, it will actually assemble it and run it, and it will show me that the factorial of 7 is 5040, which is correct. And yeah, the challenges for me were mostly just working through the emitter, because it was the hardest part, and especially for factorial functions and especially for actually while loops and if conditionals, it was hard to understand it at first. And also, yeah, I guess that was the hardest part. But the tokenizing and using the rules were kind of hard too, but it was kind of more intuitive because I also took the programming languages class, and it was kind of like easier for me to understand all that. I would definitely consider working on continuing this project and just implementing more of the stuff. I know that JavaScript is a dynamic language, which makes it a bit harder to implement, but that could be something to look forward to, because I'm learning through my challenges and through my experiences. And yeah, I'm pretty much proud of my accomplishments that I made, because some of the stuff breaks, but most of it works. And yeah, I'm very excited to work more on it.